No, it's only you.
Only me? What kind of way is that to greet your husband? Well, what happened to our marriage? Seems like only yesterday you used to throw your arms around me and say, honey, where were you? And what happened?
It was only yesterday.
It was? Mm-hmm. You mean in one day our marriage has fallen apart?
Sorry. That's life.
Well, who are you expecting?
Oh, wouldn't you like to know?
Yeah, I'd like to know.
No, seriously, darling, I've just been biting my nails waiting for the kids to come home. Oh. They're trying out for the playground show, Alice in Wonderland.
No kid.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, won't Linda make a beautiful Alice, huh?
Alice? That's the lead.
So, what other part would my daughter have but the lead?
Oh.
It's the lead.
And I suppose Rusty will be the Mad Hatter.
Well, you gotta admit he's got the head for it.
Well, here's Tab and Kim.
Did you say Alice in Wonderland or the death of a salesman? Hey! How'd it go? What? Wait a minute. Come back. Come back here. You mean you didn't get the leads? You're not Alice in the March Hare?
Alice in the March Hare? Are you kidding?
Well, what are you? The Mock Turtle?
A Humpty Dumpty?
Well, the Mad Hatter?
I'm a buttercup.
Buttercup?
Yeah, I don't even have anything to say. The roses have lines, the daisies have lines, the tiger lilies have lines. All I do is stand in a corner and drop a petal now and then.
That's a shame. What about you, sweetie? What part did they give you?
I'm the twig.
The twig?
And Alice steps on me.
What genius cast this thing? Who handed out the parts?
Mrs. Foster, the director.
Well, doesn't she know that your father's an entertainer, that you're from a theatrical family?
Doesn't make any difference to Mrs. Foster. She didn't even give Leslie Roper a good part. You know who Leslie's uncle is?
No, who?
Bob Hope.
Oh, one of those, huh?
Well, there'll be other parts in other plays. The important thing, you're in this play.
Oh, yeah?
We're quitting.
You mean you're quitting? You're not going to walk out and leave them flat?
Flat? How flat can they be with one less buttercup? Come on.
Now, wait a minute, kids. Look, that's no attitude. I admit you got a bad break, but you don't just walk out on them. After all, my kids aren't quitters.
Then how come we're quitting?
You're not quitting. You're going to stay in there and show that Mrs. Foster that you made a big mistake not giving you bigger parts. You're going to do the best you can with what you've got. Believe me, lots of big careers started out with small bit parts. I know I never played a big nightclub for years in this business. In the early days, I was on a stage with no lines even. I remember one stage play, I had not a word to say. I was just a native in the background eating a banana. And for 3 months, I held that kind of a job. 3 months in the background eating bananas. And one day the manager came up to me and he said, "Hey, you're taking a star's place tonight."
Why? What happened to the star?
He slipped on a banana.
How did Banana get wherever the star was?
It doesn't matter. I just told you that story to show you that wonderful things can happen just out of playing little bit parts. That's because you do the best you can with what you've got.
Why, sure, you shouldn't think of quitting just because you don't have the leads. Why, you should be happy no matter how small your part is that you're contributing to the success of the play.
That's right. Now, how about it?
Okay, I'll be a buttercup.
And I'll be a twig.
Well, then you go ahead out in the kitchen and get some cookies and milk.
Oh, boy, okay, thanks.
Boy, that Mrs. Foster, she must be a character. You know, I think I'll go down to that rehearsal tomorrow and just watch.
Now, Daddy, don't be a Buttinsky. You've told me yourself how much directors hate people breathing down their necks and interfering with them.
Who's going to interfere? You ought to know me better than that.
That's just it. I do know you, and if you go down there, you'll take over.
I don't care. I got to look out for our kids. The idea of making Rusty a buttercup. That kid's got talent. After all, look at the block he's a chip off of.
You mean look at the ham he's sliced from.
This is it, Daddy. How do you like it? Oh, you better take off your hat. Mrs. Foster doesn't like us to wear hats indoors.
Oh.
Mrs. Foster says no handling the props.
Oh.
Better get off the stage.
Mrs. Foster? Think she'd mind if I stood in a corner and just breathe?
I'll go ask her.
Come back here.
Hi, Rusty.
Oh, hi, Leslie. Remember, Daddy, I told you about Leslie? He's Bob Hope's nephew.
Oh, yes. How are you, son?
Fine.
Sorry you haven't got a big part.
Oh, that's all right. I don't care how small my part is.
You sure he's related to Bob Hope?
Oh, good morning, Mrs. Foster.
Good morning, children.
Good morning, good morning. I'm Lyndon Rusty's father.
Yes, I recognize you, Mr. Williams. Glad to meet you.
Thank you, thank you.
The rehearsal will be over about 12 o'clock if you want to know when you can pick your children up.
Well, I thought maybe I'd just sit around and watch for a while.
Oh?
I know what you're thinking, but I'm not one of those stage fathers. I know what a drag that could be, you know. I just want to sit here and watch. You won't get any trouble from me, I assure you.
Oh, well, you're quite welcome, of course. I just hope you won't be bored.
Oh, no, I won't be at all.
All right, now, let's begin. Norman, you're the March Hare. You stand about here, I think. And Tiger Lily and the Jack of Hearts, you come right here and stand here. Oh, no, Russell, the Buttercup stands in the back. Now, Susan, I think you ought to stand about here. And Leslie, further back, Russell. Leslie, stand about like that. Still further back, Russell. Now, Veronica and Dana, you come in about here, I think. Yes, that'll be... Russell, please, way back. Yes?
Now, mind you, just a suggestion.
Oh, yes?
I mean, haven't you got the Buttercup back too far?
Well, that's the way I visualize the scene.
Of course. And you are the director, and I certainly wouldn't presume to tell you, but, I mean, a Buttercup is so small, they can hardly be seen, and especially when you got one with such beautiful blue eyes.
Well, Mr. Williams, the auditorium isn't very large. I think our audience will see every single blue eye. I do thank you for your interest and your concern, though. Well, now, let's just read through our lines once or twice, shall we, to sort of get familiar with our parts. Now, when the music stops and the curtains part, the first thing we hear is the flowers talking. Now, the daisies, that's you, as they babble away.
Babble, 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 babble.
Alice
babble, babble,
speaks.
babble, babble. I've been in many gardens before, but I never heard flowers talk.
All right, Tiger Lily, that's your cue.
Put your hand down and feel the ground. Then you'll know why we talk. It's very hard, but what has that to do with it? In most gardens, they make the beds too soft, so the flowers are always asleep. I never thought of that before. It's our opinion. You never think at all.
All right, that's our scene. Everybody understand? Yes?
Excuse me, I thought you said the flowers talk.
That's right.
The Buttercup didn't say anything.
Yes, well, some of our flowers just babble. You see, they can't all have lines. It'd make the scene too long.
Oh, I see. Well, open your mouth, babble a little.
All right. Back to work. Places, everybody.
Where do I stand?
Who are you?
I'm the twig.
Oh, well, you stand behind the tree. That's right. Right back here. Come on, a little further. Oh,
Now, hold the phone. You're gonna put her back to the tree? That's the prettiest face in the whole cast.
Oh, well, Mr. Williams, in the play, Alice steps on the twig. Now, we can't actually have her step on the poor little thing, so that's why she's behind the tree. Does that answer your question?
Well, no. Why should she be a twig in the first place?
Mr. Williams, I was under the impression that I'm the director of this play.
You are the director, but you wouldn't hurt you to take a suggestion from a fellow like me. I've been in this racket a long time. I've been in show business over 20 years.
Yes, I know. You tell jokes in a saloon.
Let's not get nasty. It's no attitude at all. I mean, you certainly should be open for a little constructive criticism. I mean, I'm just trying to offer some help here, that's all.
Mr. Williams, I undertook this job reluctantly because no other parents would volunteer. And I'm perfectly willing to cope with any problems that come up in relation to it, but I don't have to take your interference.
I'm not interfering. I'm just trying to show you how to do it better.
Oh. Well, I tell you, Mr. Williams, the only thing that's in my mind is the success of the show. And if you can achieve that better than I, why don't you? Here's the script, there's the stage, it's all yours. You are now the director.
Oh, now, just a minute.
I think you'll get along splendidly, but if you have any problems, just consult the author, Mr. Lewis Carroll.
But he's dead.
I know.
I had no choice, honey. I had to take over the director's job.
Oh, Danny, how could you?
How could I? This dame is a dictator. Won't take a bit of advice and make a suggestion. She rears up. Huh? How do you like that? The best directors in the world take a little advice every now and then, but not Miss High and Mighty. She just stalks off.
And so would you if you had a Budinsky at your shoulder telling you how to do your job. I think you owe her an apology.
Yeah. Oh, she'd love that apology. It'd blow up that already inflated ego of hers. Nothing doing. I'm not apologizing. I'm taking over the director's job. At least our kids will get a fair shake.
It all depends on what you mean by fair.
Oh, come on. Come on. You ought to know me. I wouldn't do a thing like that. My kids aren't going to get any special treatment. They'll be treated just like any of the other kids. I show no favoritism.
What parts did you have in mind for them?
I was thinking of the leads.
Oh, boy, that's what I really call being fair.
I mean, if they come up to my standards.
You know, I think they'll make it.
You know you're getting to be such a wise guy. I haven't decided yet, Clancy. I gotta try 'em out first. Stick around, you'll see. Rusty, Linda, come down here. Oh, come on, get that look off your face. I'm gonna be completely impartial. You be the judge. Kids. Linda, darling, here. Read those lines right there, sweetheart.
I've been in many gardens before, but none of the flowers could talk.
That's her. That is her.
Her?
Honey, this kid is not acting Alice. She is Alice.
Oh, you mean Alice is a bad reader?
Oh, come on. I can always teach you to read. I mean, the personality. Look at her. She's a natural, and that face, you'll melt the audience. And as for Rusty, you wait and see. I got it all figured out. I got the part for Rusty, honey. Just watch and see. Huh. This kid is also a natural. My family's loaded with talent. Look at that. I asked you, is that or is that not the Mad Hatter?
Oh, boy, how hammy can you be?
Now, you cut that out. I am not a ham.
No, you're not. A ham can be cured.
Babble, 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 babble.
Oh, be quiet. Now, children, as you know, Mrs. Foster has bowed out as director, and I've taken over. Now, we're going to get along famously. You cooperate, and I'm sure we'll have a very successful play. Now, take your places, and we'll begin, all right?
Wait a minute.
Wait for us.
Danny. Gee. How about this? You know, Leslie told me that you were the director, but I thought he was kidding.
Well, I'm only doing it for kicks, you know.
Well, don't knock it. Who knows, baby? If you cut it here, it could mean the Mickey Mouse Club for you.
Look, Bob, let's cut the rib. I mean, I didn't want the job. I'm just doing it to help the kids out.
Sure, I know. And listen, I'm not going to interrupt or anything. I understand the whole thing. You just go. Say, Leslie, you just do whatever Danny says. He's the director.
Come on. Look, Bob, you don't have to stick around. I'll take good care of your nephew.
No, I got no place to go.
Are you sure?
Oh, yes, I checked the pins on my map. Besides, I'd get a kick out of watching the kids, you know.
Oh,
Go ahead with the kids. Go ahead. Make like a Lebanese link letter.
Look, Bob, I know you're a busy guy. You must have a million things to do.
Pal, I'll enjoy watching. Besides, on my next TV show, I may do Alice in Wonderland. I've signed Bridget Bardot, and I've got to find something for her to do.
Look, Bob, I'm...
Danny boy, if you're worried about me butting in, just forget about it. I'm here strictly as a spectator. You won't hear a peep.
Well, I'm sure of that, Bob.
Good luck.
All right, thank you. Let's begin then. Now, Leslie, you're the duck, so you squat down in the archway over there.
No, I don't mean to interrupt, but would you like one little suggestion?
Well, Bob, you know what respect I have for you. Anything at all.
Well, no, I was just thinking, don't you think it'd be better if Leslie made an entrance?
An entrance?
Yeah.
He's a duck. He's supposed to squat by the archway.
Yeah, but you're missing a big bet, boy. You've never seen him move. Say, Leslie, make like a duck for Danny. Isn't that something? Crosby taught him how to waddle. How about that? Now, Danny, isn't that all right?
Well-
I mean, look, don't do it on my account. You know, if you don't think
No.
it's better.
No, it sounds like a good suggestion. We'll
Fine.
try it. Okay, Leslie, you
All
enter
right.
from there and waddle over to the archway, and you stay there while the knave of hearts announces the queen. What?
Well, you know, I don't think I'm sticking my nose in, but I just got a flash that might help you.
What's
That
that?
is, if you don't think it'll hurt.
Well, don't be bashful with me, Bob.
Well, I was just thinking, don't you think the duck ought to announce the queen?
Duck announces the queen?
Yeah.
Well, that's not the way the author wrote it.
So who'll know? They'll think it's a duck that ad-libs.
Well...
Now, look, don't do it if you think it'll hurt anything.
Well, no,
After all, you are the director, aren't you? So you're the one that the big decisions and everything.
I'll try it.
All right, fine.
I'll try it, Bob. See, let me hear you say, "Heart, the queen of hearts approaches."
Heart, the queen of hearts approaches.
How about that? Is he another Brando or not? I gotta tear his T-shirt. Is he great, huh? Oh.
Well, okay, then. You will say that as the queen of hearts approaches. All right, now, kids.
Oh, Danny. Just one more suggestion as one old pro to another.
What's that?
Well, since this is, you know, an important line, don't you think Leslie ought to come down center stage to say it? After all, we don't want the audience to miss the plot, do we?
Well, no.
Oh,
no.
thanks, Danny. Knew you'd see it my way. Leslie, come here. Just read the line right from the center stage right there. I think that'll work great,
Yeah,
right there.
now, go ahead, son. Let me hear you read it good and loud.
Heart, the queen of hearts approaches.
That's fine. And you go back again.
Pal, you and I have been in showbiz long enough to know that you don't bring a performer down center stage just to read one little line. That's bad showmanship.
That's why I wanted him over there.
So I thought of a few more lines for him. Leslie.
More lines?
Look, after you announce the queen, you say, a funny thing happened to me on the way to the garden. You just sit down there and I'll show you how.
Well, Bob, wait a minute. You can't have him do a monologue.
A monologue, yeah. A funny thing, I got lost in the freeway and ended up in Disneyland. See? Disneyland. That's where the animals milk the people. And Walt Disney really has the kid market cornered. Nowadays, before a couple can have a child, they have to get a note from Walt. See, Leslie? Yes, sir. When a baby is born, he's slapped, weighed, measured, and given a Mouseketeer card. And the loot he gets from his merchandising business, he's always got something going. Zora swords, Davy Crockett rifles, Andy Burnett pistols. Khrushchev says Russia won't disarm unless Disney does. It's always something with the kids. When Disney's through with them, Elvis gets them. And you remember Elvis. He went to the army and was replaced by the hula hoop. That hula hoop is big. Last week, Sophie Tucker tried one. They expect her to be in orbit about 10 years. And the Russians think they have a big one up there, huh? Of course, the hope of all these experiments is that someday we'll be able to land on the moon. And they have a Buick agency up there already. That's not true, but it's necessary. If I want to eat. Anyway, and the scientists also want to send Jane Mansfield on the first flight to the moon. If nothing moves after she lands, they'll know there's no life up there. And there's no furniture, so she'll go. You know, it's really amazing what we're accomplishing in our time. Even on Earth, we have jet flights, and soon we'll be flying coast to coast and nothing flat. Of course, it'll ruin the champagne flights. There'll only be time for a short beer and a burp. Of course, the progress in aviation is fantastic. Propellers are obsolete, engines are obsolete, wings are obsolete. I saw a pilot take off from Burbank Airport yesterday, and all he had was his lunch and a determined expression. And you know, he made it. You see, Leslie, then after the monologue, you get off with a big finish, something like this. Come here, I'll show you. There you go, you go way down the pond. Wait, Bob. Now listen, wait a minute. Bob, this is why. Bob, now wait a minute. Bob, cut that out! Watch yourself,
The monologue was ridiculous to begin with, but now there's no room in Alice in Wonderland for a duck that does a soft shoe dance.
Oh, but you haven't seen him in his costume. With his web feet on, he'll flap the audience to death, won't you, Leslie?
Oh, this is absolutely silly, coming barging in like this, Bob. I'm ashamed of you.
Well, all I did was make a few suggestions.
A few suggestions? You've taken over. You've been in this business a long time. You ought to know there can only be one director. You can't just bust in and tell a director what to do and what not to do. It ruins everything. Come in and stick your nose in...
Go on, Mr. Williams. I find this very interesting.
Oh. Oh, yeah. I guess between his schnoz and mine, there'd been a lot of unnecessary nostrils around here. Look, Miss Foster, I don't quite know what to say, except that, would you please accept my apology?
Well, it takes a pretty big man to admit he was wrong.
Well, I'm not a very big man, but I certainly was wrong, and I admit it. And you could ease my conscience a lot if you'd take back the job as director.
Why, I'd love to. Thank you, Mr. Williams.
Oh, not at all. I couldn't shame myself.
Thank you, Bob.
Oh, it's all right with me, Cousin Charlotte.
Cousin!
Kissing cousin. See you later, old pro.
Anyway, old Ski-Nose sure taught me a lesson. Boy, if ever a guy was shot with his own arrows, I was.
Well, it's your own fault for butting in the first place.
It wasn't a question of butting in, honey. I was just trying to teach our kids a little resourcefulness. That's all, like I had when I was a boy. I guarantee I wouldn't have settled for any part as a buttercup or a twig. I'd have done something about it.
You mean like throwing a banana peel on the stage?
Anyway, kids today just haven't got it.
Mommy, Daddy,
Hey, babe.
I'm gonna be Alice. I'm
What?
not gonna be a twig anymore. I'm gonna be Alice.
She's gonna be Alice.
What?
No kidding.
I better go and start my lines.
All right.
Wait a minute, come back here. What happened to the little girl who was playing Alice?
Oh, that poor girl. She tripped over a twig.
Danny Williams, I hope you're very proud of yourself.
Well, as a matter of fact, I'm not at all. I'm ashamed of myself. Linda, how could you do a thing like that?
Like what?
Like tripping that poor girl just to get her part.
I didn't do it. She was just skipping home through the park and she just tripped over a twig.
Oh. What did I tell you? Kids today haven't got it.
Well, I'm not a buttercup anymore. I got a new part.
Yeah, what?
I'm a twig.